your hope to be done with 100-loss seasons. What are your expectations or hopes for this coming season?
Well, as we talked about in the meeting earlier, we really worked hard to rebuild the minor league system. You saw the product that we had here last year in Oak City, and we'll continue to build on that, drafting first again this year and keep replenishing the team. On the big league level, we identified some guys that could really play last year for a nucleus, and then we went out this year and spent a little money and added to that nucleus with some pitching and some bullpen and some position players, and we're hoping a few of these guys, somebody mentioned Springer earlier, can make it up and stick and add a big boost to the team. So I think you'll see a much better product, and hopefully we can get off of those triple-digit losses and stay off of there and then quickly turn into a playoff team.
What are your thoughts on Dallas Keuchel?
Dallas pitched well last year. Dallas, will certainly have an opportunity. There'll be a lot of competition in the rotation, but he's high on the list with our baseball operations people, and I think you'll see Dallas on the team. We hope he does.
He's one of your returning veteran starters. Are you kind of relying on him this season?
I think Dallas has it's his to lose, so he was in the rotation most of the time last year. The pitching staff is deeper on the backside, but we had good starting pitching last year, and then lost a lot of games late in the season with the bullpen. So you've seen that Jeff really shore up the bullpen, and add another big starter. So with Scott Feldman, so the rotation and the group will get tighter.
Jim, I think you were asked by one of the fans out there, and I think there's a little bit of confusion sometimes with fans here in Oklahoma City. You talk about trying to put a AAA team down near Houston, and people, since you're affiliated here with this ball club, kind of automatically assume you're talking about moving this franchise out. But as I understand it, that's not at all what you're talking about.
Well, we don't own the franchise here, and we've made it clear, like a number of other teams that you've seen by their affiliates, so they can control their destiny long term. And so that's something we've been looking at doing. But we don't have a contract in north of Houston yet. It's a number of years out, and that's something we'll consider. We've got another year here. We may look at renewing the contract here, but we don't have any plans at this point. And it's partly the folks that own the franchise. I mean, they cannot renew with us and then bring someone else in, so we're not in completely control of that. I think what you've seen a lot of major league teams do is try to control that destiny, and that's something, when the appropriate time comes, we'd like to do that.
This is something else you may not have a whole lot of control over, but there are a lot of Astros fans in Oklahoma City. Is there a chance? We can't see Astros games on television here.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that something along those lines could change to where we at least get a handful of them like we had in years past?
Yeah, well, if you have Comcast, you're seeing the games 40%. When we did the contract, or the contract was done before I bought the team, the network was launched last year, and a lot of the affiliates like Direct, AT&T, Time Warner, those folks have not bought into the network and are not paying a fee, so it's not on. We're hoping that's resolved. We're in a big dispute with them. We want our fans to see the games. We have a contingency plan in place with MLB to get the games on in some form or fashion, depending on what happens with that transaction. But we're very disappointed about that. We've been working extremely hard in the back office to get that straightened out and get the games on TV and get full coverage so our fans can watch the games up here.
Jim, can you just talk about what this caravan experience has been like?
Well, it's fun. I mean, I've not done all of them, of course, because we've done about 5 times as many as we did last year, and I think it's going to have some impact because it gets the message out. It tells the fans, we appreciate their interest, whether they're in Oklahoma City or whether they're in New Orleans. We have a wide fan base in the 5-state area, and we're really proud of that, and we want to make sure they know we're interested and get the message out, tell them what we're doing, let them meet a few people. I mean, Roger's here, that's a big statement, so we're excited to get the message to them. We want them to come to some games if they can.
You've already got Reed Ryan in the organization. I saw Nolan said the other day that he'd be open to the possibility of something we worked out, that he would come back. Where does that stand anywhere right now, bringing Nolan Ryan back to the Astros organization?
Well, we've said that we're going to talk to Nolan. I think Nolan has some interest in working with his son. He wasn't able to do that in Dallas, and he's not in Dallas anymore. So he's a free agent. He still hangs around in Alvin, Texas once in a while, and Reed's done a great job for us. And so we're very open-minded to that, and hopefully, it'll work out. Something that he wants to do and something we can agree on. But we everyone loves Nolan Ryan, and you'd be foolish not to have him in your organization if you can get him in there.